Hello everyone, welcome to this new Seckmer 360 degrees video, and I will be happy to present to you today our Ubsprayer. Ubsprayer is our dedicated tack-coat sprayer from our premium range of product. This machine has been designed to spray any kind of bitumen emulsion within an application rate range between 100 grams per square meter up to 750 grams per square meter full width. Additionally, to be able to spray the tack coat, it can be enhanced as well with additional features such as fuel and water storage to refuel equipment on site, but as well to have, such as this machine that I will present to you today, a hot sealant applied joint spring feature in order to make it a really versatile and efficient piece of equipment. Historical branding product, this machine is produced since 2016 in our facility in France and is labeled as a Seckmer product. From the beginning, when this product was designed, the two main criteria were to have a both robust piece of equipment as well as a straightforward use to make it as easy as possible and as robust as possible on site. But as well, we were not forgetting at that time the good performance level which was expected to fulfill all requirements which are related to the tack-coat job site application. At a glance, the Ubsprayer that we are happy to present to you today consists in a combination, in fact, of two machines, because we have on the same equipment a tack-coat sprayer together with a joint sprayer, which is a so-called combi in some European countries. In terms of main characteristics that we'll discover just after together, we have a 5,000 liter emulsion tank, which is associated with a 4.8 meter telescopic spray bar, and we have as well to the front the additional feature, which is the hot sealant applied joint sprayer, consisting in a 500 liter tank associated with two lateral spray bar in order to be able to spray the joint or the curves with hot applied sealant. This machine is fully controlled from the cab by one single operator to make it as comfortable and as efficient in terms of operation. Despite a simple aesthetics, as you may see, this machine is really robust because all the parts are properly protected by cover in order to make them as clean and as safe as possible from the job site constraint. As well, this is a machine, as I mentioned, which is really straightforward, which means easy to use. You will see onto the emulsion system as well as for the joint sprayer, we have a really limited number of valves to operate, and there is as well for the operator a computer assistant which will make his life a lot easier. Last but not the least, once again, this machine seems a simple machine, but this is, as I mentioned earlier, a really performing machine because we have a fully computerized application rate for the emulsion, as well as a really elaborated heading system for the joint spring machine, and we'll discover that together. Let's have a look now onto the emulsion spring system of the machine, and let's start by the emulsion tank. This machine is equipped with a 5,000 liter emulsion tank, but for smaller type of chassis or more compact chassis, we can as well propose two smaller sizes, which are 2,000 or 3,000 liter tank, only to spray bitumen emulsion product. This tank is of course completely insulated thanks to a rock wool layer all around the tank of 100 mm, and which is protected by this aluminum protection sheet. On top of the tank, as you may see, we have as well a manhole which can be used either for loading purpose, but as well in case of maintenance and to carry, for instance, a yearly inspection. In order to access to the manhole, you have a convenient ladder which makes and facilitates the access to the manhole. Now let's discover inside this completely encapsulated cover all the bitumen emulsion system. We have now opened the back cover, and as you can see, we have a really good and easy access to all parts which the operator may have to use. At first, and to make the link with the tank that I have shown you just before, we have of course a heating system on board, which consists in a direct heating system powered by an automatic burner. What does it mean? It means that thanks to a combistat, you can set the desired temperature that you want to heat up your product at, and then automatically the burner will regulate on its own, which means starting, stopping, in order to get a steady temperature of the product. In terms of emulsion system, what are the main components of the emulsion system? Of course, we have an emulsion pump, which is an external type with a gear inside in order to provide a really accurate management of the application rate. As you may notice, we have inside this emulsion pump, we have an electrical plunger, which makes possible to warm up the pump while, for instance, you are transferring from the yard to the job site to make sure that the pump will not be clogged before starting spraying. In association with the emulsion pump, we have as well a filter which is positioned in between the tank and the emulsion pump in order to prevent any blockage of the pump as well as the jets, as they may be blocked by harder parts of bitumen or by unexpected, let's say, pieces. As well, we have a couple of valves which can be operated in order to load the tank. As I mentioned, you can load it from the top, but you can as well use the junction in order to load the tank by using the emulsion pump which is on board, and as well you can discharge in case you want to prepare the machine for the winter maintenance, for instance. You can discharge the rest of the bitumen emulsion content by using this over junction. While we are there, the last thing that I may draw to your attention is this hand lens. Okay, so this machine is at first designed to be used with the spray bar, but as well for smaller area. You can use this ergonomic hand lens, which is equipped with a 15-meter hose pipe, which is mounted onto an automatic reel, which means that you can unfold the reel and strictly the minimum length of hose that you need in order to carry your manual spray job. Let's have a look now onto the spray bar. This version of spray bar is the telescopic one, which offers a maximum spraying width of 4.8 meter. The big benefit of having a telescopic spray bar composed of two independent extensions, it is that the operator will be able from the cab to expand only what he needs to carry out his Tack-coat spray job. In order to get a proper feed of emulsion, we have for each extension two hose pipes which will be distributing properly and evenly all across each extension the bitumen emulsion in order to get the right pressure to spray the product on the ground. Talking about the jets are selected mechanically, which means that on their own, while the operator will be expanding the spray bar, the jets will turn on or turn off on their own while the operator will be expanding or retracting the spray bar, which again offer a really robust and easy way to operate the spray bar. Talking about the jets, they are spaced of 150 millimeter, and this is associated with a unique height adjustment system for the spray bar, which means that we have two hydraulic rams which are controlled of course from the cab, which gives the possibility for the operator to adjust the position of the spray bar, and this together and combined with the spacing in between the jets will make sure that at the end the complete surface of the road will be blackened. Let's have a look now onto the additional feature of this machine, which is the joint sprayer. The joint sprayer is composed of a separate tank of 500 liter. Why do we have a separate tank? It's in order to be able to use what we call hot applied sealant in order to carry your joint spraying operation. This tank, all sides are properly insulated and associated with what we call an indirect heating system. What is a indirect heating system? It consists in an automatic burner which will be spitting a flame inside a U-tube, and in between the U-tube and the product which is inside the tank, we have a bath of thermal oil that we make circulating and moving all the time. This will be give the possibility to warm up the product really smoothly, to not damage it and to keep the physical properties, and as well to get thermal oil running through all the piping, the spray bar and other bits and pieces which are onto the machine. What you may know or already know is that a hot applied sealant is used to be sprayed somewhere in between 160 and 180 degrees, which is quite high temperature. That's the reason why we have been choosing this thermal oil heating system in order to make sure that you have no cloggage and clogging inside the system or whatsoever. On top of the tank, you have a lid that you can open manually, which gives access to a heating grid in which, once again, the thermal oil is circulating in order to melt down the material that you will be placing. As you may notice, onto the dedicated platform as well, on which the operator can stand in order to carry out the loading operation, we have as well a dedicated storage in which you can place many buckets in order to have whatever you need to carry your operation. Inside the tank, we have as well a mixing shaft that you can turn both ways. Why do we have a mixing shaft inside the tank? It's in order to help liquefying the product in association with the temperature. Coming back on the temperature, we are monitoring all the time the temperature of the material inside as well as the thermal oil in order to make sure that we keep the temperature steady, to have a quality approach in terms of application as well as a safety approach, because the thermal oil cannot be overheated above 300 degrees. In association with the tank, as you can see, we have a spray bar. In fact, we have a spray bar like this on both sides of the machine. And what is interesting with this spray bar is that you have the possibility to move them in and out and up and down. So we have a side shift adjustment of 900 millimeter and a down adjustment of 650 millimeter. Last but not the least, here the spray bar is fitted onto a swivel, which gives the possibility to orientate the spray bar and to position it the way you want according to the application. For instance, if you may need to spray against a concrete wall, you have no problem at all to place it vertically and to spray against the concrete wall. Onto the spray bar, we have 3 separate nozzles. As you can notice, they are air controlled, once again, from the cab, of course. And why do we have 3 nozzles which are individually controlled? It's, once again, depending on the type of application. The nozzle which is in the middle of the spray bar is providing a wider spraying angle most of the time to spray the vertical joint. The 2 extreme side jets, they are having a less wide spraying angle, and they are for them more used to spray the curve or, once again, the concrete wall. Let's discover now the operator control which are inside the truck cab. We are now inside the cabin sitting at the operator seat. Let's discover together the control station that he will be using, and which is, as you will see, quite simple and straightforward. So here we have the 7-inch ergonomic display, which will give the possibility to the operator to set up the machine before starting the spraying job. So from this, he will be able, for instance, to set up the application rate for the emulsion as well as for the hot sealant applied application. He will be able, for instance, as well to start up the burner, as we have seen, and he will get as well, as you can see, an overview of what he would have been spraying over the day in terms of quantity, square meter, and so on. But it's not only a display which is used in order to set up the machine. This is as well from this display that the operator will have the possibility to monitor what he is doing at the present time, such as having some warning information in case there is a problem somewhere, or to check that he's running the machine at the right speed. Last but not the least, this is as well providing a clever management of the application rate, which means that for the emulsion spraying capability, everything will be computer controlled, which means that we'll consider and monitor both truck speed and spraying width in order to adjust the speed of the bitumen pump, and therefore making sure that the application rate onto the ground remain steady. This is for the display. Associated with the display, we have as well a control station, which is once again really straightforward. As you can see, we have two small switches which will be used for either the back spray bar to spray the emulsion, or for the two lateral spray bar for the joint sprayer. With this switch, I will be able to expand or retract the left hand side spray bar, and from this switch I will be able to do the same for the right hand side spray bar. Using the really same switch, you can as well adjust the height position, once again, no matter if we talk about the emulsion spray bar or the hot applied mastic spray bar. We have, I mentioned it to you, we have as well the possibility to select the different switches of the joint sprayer. You can do it directly from here by one hand, and then because the operator will have to use separately either the emulsion system or the hot applied sealant system, he can select by this white switch whether he is using the emulsion spraying system or the hot applied sealant spraying system. Last but not the least, at the end of the job site, the operator will be able to purge completely the system with an automatic purging system, which will be injecting air as well as cleaning product inside the emulsion system. We hope that you have enjoyed this new Secmer 360 degrees video, which demonstrates hopefully how versatile and efficient is our Ubsprayer for your Tack-coat job site application. For any further information or for more material, video material, feel free to follow us on our different social media. See you next time. Bye bye.